Today, we will continue with our Razor example from last video and show how to pick members among your panel to get invited to the survey. Sampling is the process of picking a target group of people to invite to participate in your survey. This is unlike quotas, which is the enforcement of a maximum number of replies from various target groups. We start here in our Razor questionnaire. The target group is the window responsible both for the samples and the quotas. There are two distinct ways of sampling. First, we can create our sample from an Excel file. We will cover this in the next video. In this video we will then focus on building our sample based on our existing panel members, which is the other button. A third option, random group, is only shown in demo mode. To sample from our panel, we require 3 pieces of information. First, we need to pick from the various profiles. A sample profile is a list of rules that is used to match members in the panel, and in a specific percentage amount. For example, in our male-only sample profile, we may also have specified that 20% is young, 40% middle-aged, and the last 40% are old. Second, we have the amount of people we wish to sample. And lastly, we have the name of the sample, which by default is the same name as the profile. In our Razor survey, we want approximately 100 answers from males only. At this time, we are not interested in enforcing it through quotas, so it is an estimate based on the number of invitations we send out. First, we will pick the male only. This is a profile we already prepared that will only sample from the men among our members of our panel. Since we are screening for men in the questionnaire, it makes sense to only send out to men, although just because someone said they were male doesn't mean they will also answer they are male this time, thus we keep the screening question in the survey. Knowing how many people to sample is based on previous experience with the members of the panel. In our demo here, we think that about 30% of the people invited to a survey ends up finishing it. Thus, to get 100 answers, we divide by 30%, giving us 333. 1/3, which we round up to 334. And that is the number we enter into the field with number of respondents. Once we click OK, the system will randomly select up to 334 available male members in our panel. What do we mean by available? By default, a respondent will be in quarantine 7 days after completing another survey, and 3 days after receiving an invite. This means that when we build this sample, it will only include those that are not in quarantine at this point in time. This last detail is important, and we will cover why in the video where we send the mails out. Also, a member is not included if you already had another sample in the same questionnaire that included that same member. Other reasons a member may be unavailable are that their email has been blacklisted, that their email has bounced too many times, or that the user has opted out of the panel. That concludes this video. In the next we will show how to import sample from an external source. Thanks for your time and see you next time.